Hello, art students. The first step of our village project is to lightly pencil in all of the background elements of your village that have to do with the setting. Things like mountains, streams, trees, bridges, all of those kinds of things. They need to go in first so that you know where to put all of your buildings. Once you've got the buildings picked out and you have some that are yours and some of your classmates, you are going to lay them out so that the biggest ones are down at the bottom, and so they look closer to you, and the smaller ones are up farther at the top. Then you're going to grab a piece of transfer paper, put it dark side down, and then put your drawing on top of it. So the drawing goes on top of the transfer paper, and then the transfer paper gets positioned where you want that first building to go. And then you're going to take your pencil and firmly press down on top of all of the lines of the building. And by pressing down on those lines, you're creating a copy, because the back of the transfer paper is covered in graphite, which is the same material that your pencil lead is made out of. So line by line, make sure you get all those small details. And then when you lift it up, you'll see that you have a perfect copy of the building. Then you're going to erase any lines that are from any of those background details coming through before you move on to the next one. So I'm going to put medium-sized houses kind of in the middle of my page, my paper, and then smaller things are going to go up top again to show that they're farther away. Next, I'm going to show you how to do some overlapping. I am going to bunch together a bunch of these little monster houses and overlap them. So I'm going to pick one to start with and transfer it. And then I'm going to put one behind it. So once I've got the first one transferred, I'm going to take a look and figure out where the second one needs to go. It needs to be partly overlapping, so I'm positioning it so that part of the monster house is on top of the other one. Then I'm going to transfer that one and make sure that I'm pressing firmly and that it's dark side down. Then when I lift up, I'm going to take a close look at which lines I need to erase so that it really looks like one is in the front and one is in the back, and there's no extra lines from the one in the back accidentally on top of the one that's in the front. Then I'm going to continue adding more of this same type of house because I want a whole bunch that are clustered together. Now you could decide to do the same thing. You could pick a house and do a whole bunch of them and have a whole bunch of them overlapping, or every single house in your village could be completely different. It's up to you. I'm going to make sure that I have smaller houses that are higher up again to show that they're farther away, the teeny tiny one at the top. And now you can see that all of my transferring is done. I have the biggest houses in the bottom, medium size kind of in the middle, and then the smallest ones at the top. And now I'm ready to outline with my Uniball pen. And I'm going to outline everything in my drawing, including all of the background details. If you want to use a Sharpie for some of your outlining so that you have a variety of thick and thin lines, you're welcome to do that, or you can use Uniball all the way through. It's up to you. So be really careful when you're outlining things that are overlapping though, because you want to make sure that you're outlining the correct thing and you're not accidentally outlining something that will create lines on the thing that's in the front that are visually confusing. So take your time and go slowly with these overlapping buildings. So this one is quite tricky. I've got to really make sure that I'm not accidentally doing something and outlining something that doesn't belong visually. Make sure you get all those little details. Everything should be outlined. You see that I've even got like little trees and all those little things. There's some things that I free-handed, but everything should be outlined before you move on to the next step. So once everything's outlined, check and make sure that the ink isn't wet. If it's dry, then go ahead and start erasing all of your pencil lines and any smudges that have ended up on there from the transfer paper. Once everything has been erased and it looks really clean, you're done and ready for the next step, which is going to be color work. So congratulations, you are now ready to move on.